This is a clip from an earlier live stream. I know you're going to like it, so the link to the full video is down below. Check it out. I'll see you over there.
I'm a conspiracy girly, and I'm thrilled that we get to dive a little bit deeper on this topic for those of you that don't know. The first thing that I want to remind you guys is exactly what I said at the top of the show. It is an absolute fact that Charlie Kirk thought that he was a time traveler. He told me he was a time traveler repeatedly.
So this is one of her strategies. She says something and she says, this is an absolute fact, or everybody knows. And it's almost like, I'm sure it's a logical fallacy, and maybe one of my logical fallacy people or debate people can tell me exactly which one it is. But it's a logical fallacy where you just kind of assume that it's right without ever proving it. I'm sorry, just because Charlie Kirk said he's a time traveler, that can mean any of a myriad of things. But to say I'm a time traveler, does that mean that I believe I'm a time traveler? I believe I'm from the 29th century. I believe I was born in the 3rd century and I somehow or another jettisoned to today. No, it just means I just really like time. Maybe I really like 3rd century, art and reading and such of that nature, or like dreaming about the 29th century. It doesn't mean that I'm a time traveler or that I actually believe I'm a time traveler. But the fact that you have to tell a whole grown woman who's had children, who's married, that, there's certain things as like hyperbole and just kind of using terms and phraseologies that you don't mean, that you have to explain that to her, that's troubling. That's very, very troubling. Let's go.
I showed you guys that text message exchange. I said to him in response that I didn't feel the same way and that I thought I was from another planet, that I was an alien.
Say that again?
I thought I was from another planet, that I was an alien. My entire life, just do not get it here. This planet is ghetto. That's how I feel. I don't understand it. The rules don't make sense. I think that's also why I like cats so much. I feel that they can relate to that. They think humanity is ghetto. They don't want to be around us. They don't like us. They know it's ghetto. It is ghetto here, right?
Who did this to me? Y'all are playing games. You all have gone in there and changed the show. This woman is not talking about the world is ghetto and cats don't like us. And that's her justification for somebody killed Charlie Kirk. I don't like cats. So I guess I'm ghetto because that means I don't like cats. I don't like them. They don't like me. We good. Stay away. This is this is some grade A weapon grade craziness.
Well, another bizarre fact is that back when Charlie and I were running around, we met in 2017, top of 2018. So I would say, obviously, Turning Point was an organization, but it wasn't the organization. It wasn't this behemoth of an organization.
But you told the story that you started Turning Point. You told the story that you were what'd she say? She was a mason of Turning Point. Not that Turning Point was already in existence, but that you helped found it, Candace. That's a different story, man.
That it became, he had no real degree of fame. I think that's fair. But he was required to have security on him at all times. That was orchestrated. His security, Schaefer Security, was orchestrated by Bill Montgomery. He has since passed, the late Bill Montgomery, and he was from the military. He founded Turning Point USA with Charlie. Charlie wanted to go to West Point, and then instead started Turning Point USA when he was 18 years old. Thinking about that, the security, him texting saying, I'm not allowed to go anywhere, I feel so important, I think was the exact message. That, to me, is objectively weird in retrospect. Wasn't weird at the time, it's weird now. And it makes me think that Charlie may have been marked since he was a child. We've discussed these GATE programs that they have in school. And I just think on the basis of what he told me, that when he was really young, they wanted to drug him, but his mother said no, and he was really grateful for that. And instead, they decided that they could send him to this X-Men school. That's the best way I can describe it. I would certainly, by the way, for you internet sleuths, I'd like to find out which school Charlie had to attend. So he was pulled out of the regular school he was attending, and he had to go to some special school for the gifted, like he was an X-Man. And I am of the opinion, it's an opinion, I'm allowed to have it, it's obviously not a fact, but I am of the opinion based on the discussions I had with him that he's been monitored since. That his test scores, whatever the score, every test they probably did on him, he was off the charts and they wanted to make sure that he was being watched. That's my theory in general on all kids that are in extraordinary and gate type programs. Maybe we should be training our kids to get like an 85% on the test. At most, before the government agents are going to swoop in and go, who is this genius child, you know? And a lot of weird things used to happen to Charlie.
If anybody is taking educational advice from Candace Owens, you get exactly 100% what you deserve. Who in their right mind is taking advice from this woman? I want to know. I'm sorry. If you're taking advice from this woman, you deserve exactly. You don't deserve anything better. What you get is exactly what you ordered. This is crazy.
He would go on runs. I think I told you guys this after sundown. And when he was running, street lights would go out. Like it was like he was in a burst of energy, like he was a lightning bolt or something. So to slow this down for you, there are just in general, all of these inexplicable experiences that we have in life. And they try to make it weird for us to discuss them. Like just even being philosophical and thinking about these things for a long time, they don't want that. Deja vu is probably chief among them. We all have experienced deja vu. We are certain.
Okay, I gotta stop because I'm doing this for you all. No, we all have these experiences. The problem is, let me just pick on somebody right here. Jenny Rose. Shout out to Jenny Rose. Yeah, I put Jenny Rose in the chat. Let's say Jenny Rose and I are having a conversation and I say, hey, Jenny Rose, I had a bit of deja vu this morning when I was making my coffee. She said, you know what? I had some deja vu as well on the way to work today. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, it was kind of weird. Okay. Did you finish your report? Yeah, I'm working on it. Hey, are you ready to go to the meeting? Let's get ready to go. Very simple. Not a big deal. Most people have experiences that are like that, like Jenny Rose and I just had. Where we just like, hey, I had an experience, you had an experience. Okay, that's cool. Let's go. But when you make your whole shtick chasing after deja vus, that's where the problems come in. And people are like, hold on, wait. You still talking about that deja vu from 3 days ago? Yeah, Jason is running around looking for more deja vus. And he said he heard on the internet, he was on Reddit, and he found out that you can recreate the deja vu if you do this. That's where the weirdness comes in. It's just a phenomenon. It doesn't have to mean anything. It's just something that happens. That's it. Because Candace doesn't seem to I'm starting to believe she doesn't understand this. I really do think that she doesn't understand that I can have an experience where I feel like I had deja vu, like, man, I feel like I've done this before or whatnot. And it doesn't have to be more than that. It really doesn't. And I can tell you 25 different examples, and we all could probably be like, yeah, I had that same thing happen too. Oh yeah, you too? That's what happens when, yeah. Oh wow, I'm not alone. Okay, let's go. But see, Candace thinks that these things mean something way more than they do. And therein is the rub. That's the problem. She doesn't understand. And again, it's hard for me to believe that we're telling an adult that this doesn't need to be more than what you're making, more than what it is. That's crazy work, man. Okay, let's go.
And something happened that we already did that, but it didn't actually happen. You're like, but I feel like it did. Oof, I just got a bad case of deja vu. Well, guess what? There's no official expert explanation for that. Sleep paralysis, for those of us who suffer that.
I know you liked that episode. This is actually a clip from a larger live stream. The link is down in the description, so you can go check it out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you down there. Grace and peace.